Welcome to Business Analysis Bytes, key business analysis principles in small, digestible chunks. What you'll learn here is some useful business analysis techniques that you can apply in practice. And as well as useful, I hope you'll find it interesting and enjoyable. Today's theme is What's in a Name? A short, deep dive into data analysis. Data analysis, like most things within business analysis, is about understanding business requirements. In this case, in relation to data. What data does the business need to hold? How is it structured? What are the relationships between pieces, items of data? And are there any business rules, any constraints that apply to that data? I'm now going to take you through some specific examples based on projects that I've worked on. I've worked in business analysis for quite a few years, maybe too many years. So put another way, I'm now going to bore you with some anecdotes. Or maybe not. Perhaps you'll learn something interesting. One area that I've worked in is the entertainment industry. Now, I have to say, this was nowhere near the top end, the world of private jets and limos and so on and so forth. In fact, it was very much nearer the bottom. But here are some examples of requirements that I've come across. As in any database, you would store standard information like name, address, date of birth, and so on. In the entertainment industry, there are some unique requirements relating to data that might not apply elsewhere. For example, many people involved have a professional name or stage name in addition to their legal name, the name on their birth certificate. One unusual requirement that I came across when I was working on the database for a music festival was spiritual name. One performer, as well as their stage name and their birth name, insisted on having a spiritual name that they used for certain performances. Somewhat pretentious maybe, but as a BA, it's not my place to judge. It was a requirement that needed to be looked at. Here's a well-known example. Lead guitarist of Guns N' Roses, Slash, also known to his mother and others as Saul Hudson. As far as I know, he has no separate spiritual name, but if he did, we could record it in the database. Here's an example from military payroll systems. Again, there are some standard requirements that would apply to just about any database, such as name and address and so on. But in this area, there are also some unique requirements. In this realm, as well as recording fairly standard information like an individual's name, it's important to record additional information. For example, rank, sergeant, lieutenant, major, colonel, and so on. For some individuals, it may also be necessary to record any relevant titles, military honours or civilian honours. To give a slightly exaggerated example here, a given individual may have a pretty long-winded name and set of titles, but it may well be essential to record all of these on the database to ensure that any correspondence that goes to them has the correct address. A number of years ago, I did some work with a large UK police organisation, in particular helping a small group of police officers understand more about business analysis and data analysis to help them with identifying requirements for a new system. And I learned some interesting things. For example, In this environment, a given individual could be recorded under a number of headings or roles: criminal, suspect, victim, and so on. But also, an individual would not necessarily slot neatly into one of those roles. They could be a criminal and a victim and a suspect, maybe all at the same time. What was important in terms of data analysis was that the police database was structured in a way to record and support that requirement. One slightly unusual requirement in this environment related to individuals and names. An individual would have a legal name or birth name that would probably be used if they appeared in court, but they might also have a number of other names or identities or aliases, all of which also needed to be recorded in the database. To give an example, a given individual might be recorded on the system under the legal name William Albert Smith, but also have a number of other identities or aliases that it was important to record on the system: Bill the burglar, Billericky Billy, Basher Bill, and so on. One thing that I learned in this environment was the particular importance of recording associations between individuals. If, like me, you've ever seen a TV crime drama, you'll have noticed that often up on the wall there's what they call the murder board, a board with various photographs and lines and bits of string and tape linking things together. This is exactly what a database needs to do: associations between items of data, in this case people. Thank you for listening and watching. If you have any questions or comments and want to learn more, please comment or get in touch.